Good afternoon, all. The COT data video for the week beginning the 3rd of June 2024. The Euro FX has ticked up very strongly, as we can see. We've actually really surged, and it's actually making a Euro USD buy. It may not be that apparent if you look at the Euro USD chart, but from a COT perspective view, it actually is a buy because the net non-coms, the banks and institutions, are definitely more long the euro than they are the dollar. The dollar is going up slightly higher, but not as aggressively as the euro. So really, from a sort of a fundamental COT view, is that we should be looking for Euro USD longs. We did see a big fall midweek, 100 pip move to the downside, and then it got bought quite quickly, and we ended up being quite risk on. And the VIX really got crushed on Friday. So come to the risk calc, and the VIX was really crushed on Friday. Because of that, the indices rallied, and the dollar did decline a little bit. Okay, so obviously if that VIX is coming down, there's not really much need for safe havens such as the dollar, the Swiss franc, or the yen. It's a big move in one day, so it's very bad for the bears. Okay, and so obviously that helps the euro lift higher, where the dollar could probably weaken a little bit. Also, we need to probably have a look at the bubbles as well, to be honest, then we can see how we are situated. We can look at the weekly ones. So we should be looking at dollar, CAD, yen weakness, New Zealand dollar, pound, Aussie strength. Euro and gold are a little bit in the middle, quite undecided. Don't forget we've got the ECB this week, so it's not in an ideal situation as we go into that risk event. It's pretty much 50-50. Okay, so bear that in mind. I'm going to bring that across so I can reference it when we have a look at the COT data. So obviously, we can see that they've really bought the euro. Let's have a look at the yen. The yen is going to be of note, and I wondered whether or not this is just a retracement for the next leg. 126, 156. There's quite a decrease there. And we might well break that low. If we do, then we're going to continue much higher across yen, and we know that the yen is weak because of the bubble. Just bringing that across, look at where the yen is situated. The herd are very long yen, and they have been historically very long as well. And it is what it is. It's just they're going to hold on. So if they hold on, it's going to make it a stronger bias. So weak yen, strong euro, somewhat 50-50 dollar, but we know from the bubble it should be a sell. Okay, let's look at the pound. Let's look at Aussie. Aussie, okay, 56.49. So it's going to be interesting whether or not we can breach this, because obviously we had a big strong reaction at that level, and we haven't been above zero for ages. So if we do break above that, it's potentially we're going to be above zero. Then that's going to aid the risk on sort of theme that we've been seeing. We could potentially have like some kind of massive crisis in the world, and we could still be risk on. That's how skewed things are right now. So that Aussie off. Pound is going to be of note, and there's a big surge in the pound, and we are currently at 25,000 contracts long. So it's a big increase. So that's the GU, the pound USD buy, because with the crossover. Okay, and obviously we're going to hit some resistance. Whether or not we'll overcome it, and this was of note because we made this higher low, a lower high, sorry, and a lower low, and we had that big breakdown. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can make a higher high here. I think this is going to be a strong resistance. I think up here, 50,000. It seems to be capped up here. Pound off, CAD on. It's worth noting that the CAD is weak, in case you don't remember where the bubbles were situated. So we haven't got a weak CAD on the non-coms, 90,000 to 86,000. So negative, but slightly less negative than the week prior. So I have to wait and see. Maybe the retail sentiment is going to play out on that. We're going to see a weak CAD. Gold's 50-50, if you remember, on the retail sentiment. The non-coms, we're going quite strong. 229,000 to 236,000. So, up we go. It's looking quite strong, isn't it? Higher lows, higher highs. This is going to be of note. If we break above that, it's going to surge, I think. So be careful if you're short gold, okay? So, from a non-comms, it's definitely quite bullish. Gold off, New Zealand dollar on. Now, this is the strongest bubble, okay? So this is the strongest buy for the retail sentiment. So just above zero, just above slightly. And we're going to potentially get a New Zealand dollar, US dollar buy where we get the crossover, okay? But we haven't got the crossover yet. So be advised. Also note the New Zealand dollar had a good week. If we come to the QW scores, and yeah, it's got a good score and good performance. And we've got buy on the market bias for NC because we know the CAD's weak, and we've got a buy for NJ, and we've got a buy for dollar CAD. So that's interesting. But we're just talking about New Zealand dollar currently. But it is of note that we've got a buy for the dollar CAD. So really that could have probably performed better here. Okay, so let's come back to the COT data. So we probably can potentially carry on. But if you're looking for New Zealand dollar USD long, you probably want that to cross over first. But we are quite risk on, so it aids that idea. Let's come off that, and then we're going to finish the video. And we're going to look at the Swiss franc, and we are dipping lower. And if you remember, the Swiss franc was a strong sell. We come to the bubbles. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Bubbles, definitely the weighted bubbles. So this Swiss franc. Where are you? That's interesting. Where is the Swiss franc gone? That's really weird. There it is in the middle on the week average bubbles. Oh, I guess it's been obscured. Yeah, it's behind one of those bubbles. That's the reason why we couldn't see it. Strange though. Really weird. I'll have to investigate that. It looks like the Swiss franc is missing on the bubbles, but it is going to be there. It says hidden, I think. Really bizarre. We'll have to investigate that. And so that's it then. So that's a wrap for the week. So we had a very, very choppy week. This week we saw a big move on the dollar, and it just basically did a U-turn, then another U-turn, and it's coming up to get SLCs. So make sure you've got the stop loss cluster indicator from fxaside.com, and the promo code is in this video. So any likes and subscribes would be great. And let's see how we go. Don't forget we've got ECB and we've got NFP, and also we've got some PMI data to start the week as well. So I think it's going to be a very volatile Thursday because we've got the ECB, and it's going to be a very volatile Friday because we've got NFP. So trade safely, and I'll speak to you soon.